So this tank has failed. I've set up so many tanks now and I've got it to the point where very rarely they do fail, but this definitely has. So I set this up about 3 months ago, and to start with, it was doing really well. But I don't just want to show you only successes, because we all get failures, and this is one of them. I think I know where I went wrong though. Very rarely do I just use aquasoil in the setup. I'm not a massive fan of it. I know it works brilliantly well when you've got full CO2 injection and things like that, but I find that it depletes quite fast when you don't have my usual substrate system. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with the fish. The fish are really healthy, and in fact, we put in a big school of strawberry Respora in here and didn't lose a single one, even when we put them all in, because sometimes when you get big schools, some don't transport well, but every single one has been perfect. But we can't say the same about the plants. So for about a month and a half, everything was going amazing, strength to strength, carpeting nicely, all the stems look stupidly healthy, and then it just hit this wall where everything started going downhill. The plants sort of stopped growing, and as a result started dying off in certain leaves, and then the snails take hold, because they won't eat like healthy plants, but they will eat stuff that's like dying back. And it's not like I wasn't adding fertilizers either. There was leaf zone going in the water column, but it still seemed to not make a difference, and we've got really good lighting, there's adequate filtration. So the only thing I can put it down to is the lack of nutrients in the substrate. So the plants are surviving fine, they're just not thriving. I can do much better than that. So what I want to do is catch up the fish, reset the whole substrate system to how I know it works, and I'm sure many of you have seen it, but if it ain't broke, why did I? Yeah. It would have helped actually if I added in some of the Denelay plant substrate underneath all the aquasoil. Would have helped massively, but at that point I wasn't really experienced with it and hadn't experimented with tanks, but since then I've been using all my tanks and it's crazy. So now it's time to just strip everything out, try it again, and I'm pretty sure it'll be way, way better this time. Good example here, look, like that's been in there for months and months, and whenever I use my method, those roots are massive and white. Let's pull up some more and just have a look. This is supposed to be Blixa japonica. This feels a bit better. Yeah, it's a bit better, but I would expect way larger, like much, much larger over this around the time. Let's have a look at these. Again, a bit better, but like that's still nothing. I'd like to see it like going right down to the bottom of the substrate. And that's the thing I found with aquasoil. In and of itself is not like just nutrient rich. It's balls of baked, whatever it is. What is it, clay? I don't even know, but it's almost like a media to hold nutrients rather than the nutrients itself, if you like. So over a long time, I guess, it will build up with waste and stuff like that and create more nutrients. But if you've got enough plants in there like I have, it's almost like the build-up isn't as fast as the use. That makes sense. It's not really backed by science. I'm just talking sort of out loud, thinking out loud, you know? Either way though, it's not working. So I want to go to my own method. Comparison will be quite good. There we go, nice and clean. So this is a 90 litre tank, 60 centimetres. It's 30 by 40 centimetres, I think, as well. So yeah, we've also got a twin star RGB light. This is probably one of the higher end lights I've got in the studio. I've got this and an ADA, the rest are just sort of budget ones. I don't actually know what it is. Oh, there we go. Twin star light free 600E. I don't know what that means. 600 must be millimeters. That's it. Now I'm not going to make the same mistake again, so I'm going to put my usual substrate system down, which is the Denelay substrate mixed with some gravel. I've already got a batch mixed up. I just do a 50-50 mix with like a gravel this sort of size. Yeah. It's here somewhere. There she blows.
Let's have a look.
I put more gravel on top, but underneath. There you go, look, all the soil and gravel mixed together. Yeah, I remember I topped this up with extra gravel that was laying around, so I do need to add more of the soil to it. Not going to need all of this, but then I'll have more of a batch again.
We're gonna have to try that again.
Yeah. Way off. No, again. Okay, just piling it in now. Then I got a nice big bag of natural looking sand. And then I'm just going to use this to cap over the top of all of the nutrient layer, which should then lock everything down, but still provide a ton of nutrients to all of our plants. Now I was about to say nutrient substrate sorted, but I made a mistake. So this tank's gonna be viewed from the angle where you are now. This area doesn't look good, does it? You can kind of see how it wants to come from the back angle over here. So if I bring this down low and taper it up that way, it'll just look a lot better. Like that's kind of spoiling the illusion at the moment.
Oh, that perfect patting that you've done.
It's all right. I'm not actually, it sounds bad, but I'm not pressing the glass. I'm just pressing the rocks.
Whenever you say I've done something wrong, I always try and work out what it is before you say what it is. I hadn't thought about that, because you've always got to think about where the tank's being viewed from, right?
Yeah, and also before we had loads of crap around here that was sort of hiding this area, but I don't want that there anymore. So what I've done is I've fixed all the plugs here really neatly behind.
You haven't.
You did it.
You. So you pat it down quite hard.
Yeah.
So it's proper seal.
Oh. Yeah, so some people have said that sand for plants is not good because it's harder for the roots to sort of traverse. But remember, I'm only putting that much sand and like patting it down compact. Once I pierce through that, the whole like plant is pretty much sitting in the rock, in the gravel and nutrient layer that we've set. So it can get through that very easy. So I'm just like using it as like a media to pin down the plant and just lock it all. Right now we are on to decoration. And I'm gonna start this one with some rocks, build up like a little rock rivery look, and then place the wood in and amongst that. I've done this method, like usually you'll see me put wood first, but before I've done it this way, and used the rock as the main structure and shape, and then added to it with wood. And for the type of tank I'm going for, that works really well. So we want rounded rocks, which some people have referred to, even in others' videos, as the MD style, which I didn't know I had, but apparently I do. I like it, I don't mind it. So this tends to be the one that we keep most of the pebbles in. So like rocks like that I love. And then when you get the odd sort of like pinky one, then you've got more grey tones, then you get a more yellowy one as well. It just looks so good. The odd big one would work really nicely as well. So at this stage, it's just a case really of just plonking them in, seeing how they look. Quite like the front of this because it's got these cool colours, so it'd be a shame not to see that. It's getting some old glue off the rock.
I am surprised you've still got all your fingers.
Just gonna place them in. I literally haven't got a clue at the moment. It might look good, it might not. Go get some more. Oh, it looks quite cool. So it's all quite neat and like I don't know, quite straighty, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna matter once we get some really nice decorative stone in there and all the plants growing between it all. That's why I don't spend too much time on this process, because I just know it's gonna look good. If anything, what we can do is have a few more touching. That might make it look a bit more natural. So bring that one like that. This one here, this one completely on its own, and then this one out a little bit. It could look a little bit more like it's fallen together then. Honestly, I mean, it's just fiddling at that point. River rocks also look better when they're sunk quite flat into the sand, because that's how you'd sort of see it underwater. Like that gap there is quite high. I don't want to mess up the substrate system though, but we can build that up with the decorative gravels as well. So this looks really good front on, all like decent, there's no big gaps, but as you come around, you can see that like there's something missing from the side on view. So that's why when you're looking at stuff from a corner, you have to think from 2 viewing angles. And this whole area here, look, just needs a couple of little pieces just to... I love the little rounded pebbles. I think they really add to it if they're in the right place. And then adding all of these little smaller pebbles really sort of starts to make it become its own thing, a bit more cohesive. So that could look a little bit weird at the moment because it's quite equal, but now we can bring it all together with some Rio Shingu, which I think looks great with all of these different rock colors. So I want to change the color of the sand slightly. It's a little bit yellow, but we just want to mix in a little bit of this gravel, maybe some sand as well. Just get it a little bit lighter.
Why are you not doing the back there?
2 reasons. 1, you're not really going to see that once we put planting and wood in. And 2, I've only got that much left.
I've only got 7 grains left.
I might be able to disguise it a little bit. Right, here's the Rio Shingu. It's pretty dirty at the moment, so we do need to give it a wash. Then I've got my special cup with the holes in the bottom to wash it. Always looks a bit better if you flatten it down as well, because that's how it would sit with water flowing over it. I'm really happy with that so far, wood-wise. Now, I'm going to be a bit more selective than usual with this. Sometimes I just grab something and make it work, whereas for this, I need the right piece for the idea I've got. I want sharpness, I want angles, thickness to thin. But the good news is, we have this to choose from.
Quite the selection.
This side, I reckon, because it's...
Smaller. Ladder.
Yeah.
Coming right up. Long ladder, sir.
Thanking you. Oh, I just scared the archers.
Uh-oh.
Right. Whoa. Good pick already. This is the kind of thing I need. Look at that. Thick at the bottom, angular at the top. Couple more of those, we're in. Could work. Might be a bit too spindly, but it's good to have the option.
Woodwork.
That can work.
Whoa! Why are you putting it there?
Got some glue points on it that I just want to remove. Saw it there, look. Because I'm going to need it at that. That's actually pretty good. We'll see. Oh, moment of truth. Will this work? That's too big there. Maybe too big there as well, but we'll see how it goes with some other bits. Machine taking shape. Okay, it can work, but think it needs to come lower and in this piece. So if I move this rock out the way for the minute and come lower with this one, now we're getting there. And that all kind of works a bit better. I like that. Yes. Okay, then I can put the rock back in. Oh. Then we've got some nice glue points as well.
And it should weigh it down as well, shouldn't it? Kind of resting on it.
It's pretty locked in, yeah. Angle it a bit more. Nope, it can't be angled. That's perfect. Oh, explosive. So there's 2 upward prongs. That's absolutely fine if you're happy with that. I do just want something coming here, though. I think that'll add to it. Just sort of continue the flow. Maybe one up that way.
And one there, there, and there. More wood.
Just looking for the perfect little accents. There we go. Little spiky accent woods could work well. See?
Yes,
It's good, isn't it?
Yes.
That works. And also, maybe up here as well, like that.
Yeah, that looks good.
I'll need to glue that in place, but
Yeah, that looks awesome.
cool. Then maybe I could potentially keep this area here clear, so we've got some stems or a big Anubias or Java fern. Or I could put a little bit in. Not that. Breakage.
Break. Oh.
Oh, this is like a precision thingy.
I'm immediately saying yes to a bit of wood there from my perspective.
Could do like that though.
Oh. Yeah.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll clear the pipe. Wood, that looks good. Oh. Oh, yeah. Right, next, some glue points with some super glue gel and a reactor. So if this is your first time watching like a aquarium build video and thinking super glue, you're gonna be putting fish in there. It's absolutely fine. It basically just like dries effectively into a plastic, which is absolutely fine for them. Doesn't harm fish, shrimp, plants, anything, or snails, so it's fine. That's everything glued, look, that's not going anywhere. We're stuck down. Now we can move on to the planting. I'm gonna start with like featurey plants in the middle and then build around it. So I'm talking, I want a little bit of bulbitis, Java fern, all your usual stuff. Some nice pieces of boost as well, tying it all in will look really good. Especially with the twin star lighting, it makes the boost go really, really nice. Makes the colors in it pop a little bit more than if you had just like a non-RGB. By RGB, I mean the colored LEDs. You probably can't see it on there, can you, Steph?
Just white.
Yeah. I'll try and get a shot of that. But yeah, let's move on to the planting now. Exciting. I love the look of it. It looks so clean up there. Oh, it would do if I didn't have all this rubbish around it. Something about if you offset your tank from a white background, you don't get horrible shadows behind it. So like if there's a decent gap like that. And this tank here, as I'm gonna use as a bit of a harvester. This tank has always grown Java ferns, bulbitis, and boosted mini Anubias
Wow.
so well. Oh, just come in, Steph. I just want to show off these rainbow fish. I've had them for such a long time now. Look at the Bozeman's. It's morning, so we get even more of a colour pop at this time of the day because they're in like full breeding mode. They're a bit confused. They're thinking of food. Not yet, guys. But yeah, I'm going to use the plants that you can see all around them as harvesters for the next tank. Which is really healthy, and I think it'll look great in that tank. This one is particularly at the back, so you can't really see it too well. So if I take it off, and then what I can do is go through it and take out any of the sort of old leaves, and then we'll get a really nice little bouquet. Look at that. Love that. And of course, this area here is cooling out.
What are you doing?
Java ferns have always got like a kind of barbecue smell.
Oh, I love a barbecue.
It's the roots, smell the roots.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that's amazing smell.
Those roots are great because they're going to be able to take up so much nutrients from the water column. They don't look that great. If we tuck it on the back, it'd be fine. And look, so this is an old leaf here now, and all the new baby ones are growing on it. So what you can do is sort of tuck it away because it's a little bit ugly, but then they'll all still continue to grow.
So because they kind of seed on the underside of the leaf, don't they?
Yeah. They get like these little brown dots on the bottom. These are all quite new growth.
Yeah.
So you don't see it as much. Yeah, I like that piece.
Lovely.
So I know that just off centre there was like a real good spot for like the focal area. And then I want a little one down there as well. I'm not overly thinking it. It just looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was kind of using the wood to tell me where to go. So there was a gap there and I knew I could plug the Java ferns in without any glue. I'm trying to be lazy at the end of the day. Well, I am being lazy. So anywhere I don't have to glue anywhere, and there was a gap, put it in. It's kind of mimicking where they get stuck in nature, I guess, as well, because there's holes. But I like the way that fills it all out nice and neatly. We've got room down here as well to put in our buses. I think we want another piece down here just for an accent, so it doesn't look completely separate.
Yeah. And the boost is better in kind of lower light, isn't it?
Medium to lower, but it also does really well in high light as well. It's one of those weird plants that can do well in both.
It's adaptable.
Yeah, it will look even more vibrant and colourful in the higher light and it will grow faster, etc. But it does do really well in the low light, so yeah, let's get some of that in actually. There's some really nice boost cadagang here. I'm liking those textures versus what we've already got in there. I think that'll work really well. I think I'm going to glue it to a rock though, just so I can move it around if need be. And also it's from another tank I know had some of this weird algae. Yeah, there's a little bit of it in there. So I can remove it if I need to, just to be able to get that off. I'll try and get as much off as I can now, but that, to be honest, was the only piece I can currently see. If there's one though, there'll be more. But yeah, glue it to a rock. Taking our sweet time with this, so I'm going to get everything nice and moist. That is a beautiful plant.
Wow, look at that.
Biggest boost I've ever made, grown.
Well done.
One of those.
Well done.
Yeah, I'm not going to use all of that, no way. That's like a centerpiece for a tank on its own, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Just want some bits of it.
So how are you
It's
how are
a
you breaking
rhizome.
it off?
Yeah, it's a rhizome plant, this one. So it's like the Anubias, it's like Java ferns as well. It grows from rhizome, so I'm just going to break it.
So that won't kill the plant?
No, because look, there's a whole root system attached to it all.
Yeah.
Which allows it to continue. I just wanted a nice little piece like that for detail. And then maybe another couple of the greens as well. And then I can put the whole thing back and let it continue growing.
Like nothing ever happened.
Exactly. And it obviously likes it in there, so.
Yeah. It's starting to flower, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, they do. The flowers don't really flower because it's a marginal plant, you know?
Oh.
In the wild, it would be floods and then drought, flood on the edge. So the flowers, like as soon as they sort of open up, the fish tend to just eat them for some reason. I don't know why. So that's all my epiphytes on, stuff that attaches to rocks and decor. And now we're going to use the substrate system we've created with the dwarf sag. And it's just going to send these nice, like sort of grassy plants just coming over the top. It'll creep into the foreground. It creates the most like natural look you can think of. And it just works really well. It's one of my favorite plants to create a natural look with. So take a look at this one here. It's the swordtail jungle tank. And before the dwarf sag was added, it looked a little bit like, a little bit sterile kind of. But as soon as this dwarf sage added in, it just starts creeping everywhere. Most of this wasn't even planted, it was on some little weights just dropped in there, and the roots found the nutrients, you know. All of this gravel down here is going to harbour nutrients. We did have them at the back as well, so it sends out runners that feeds the whole colony, if you like. But yeah, looks great, and I'm going to use it again. And what's quite good in the rainbow tank is that the dwarf sage at the back is really tall, and then as it sends out runners and comes forwards, they're like smaller, so I can actually use that in the tank. So we've got like shorter ones in the foreground, tall pieces at the back, and that should look really good.
Ooh, good haul.
Yes, look how good these roots are as well. Look at that, that's a sign of a healthy substrate system, that right there.
Mm-hmm. So what are you doing there?
Just pruning off any dodgy leaves at the side, or also the runner, the actual runner piece that goes between them all. I tend to just take that off as well, so you're just left with...
So they're separate plants then?
Yeah, and then they'll create their own new runners. Sort of like encourage the growth. Also, the roots are huge, look. It'll be difficult to plant, so I just bring it back a bit, and it'll send out its new roots.
Just a bit. Oh.
So I'm happy with where we are at the moment. I might want some changes once it's all filled up, but yeah, just fill it up now, see how it's sitting. I mean, I think we've nailed it. I don't want to overdo it, and it's got that real natural look. But we'll see. Might want some mosses maybe or something like that. But I think I'm just being a bit picky then. Let's fill it up. It's time to add the filter. It's all been cleaned. Hang in the gap there. There we go. It's just the right size here so that it goes between the light. And yeah, you can see it at the side, but I don't mind that too much. You barely see anything inside of the actual tank, and it looks good. Oh, my flicky thing.
Huh? Yeah, your
Flicky thing. So this, basically, it's a plastic bottle, look, that I cut almost half out of, bend the end over, and then you just slot it underneath. And now when the water runs down it, it just nicely flicks off the surface rather than just tearing everything up down below, because these hang on the backs, quite a lot of them, they just go straight down, create a ton of disturbance down the bottom. I actually want it going over the top and circulating back round again, and that makes it work really well. I wish they would just do that on the lip. Like, none of the hang on the backs do that though. Anyway, right, to prime this, fill it up with water and then just plug it in. Right, it's a little bit misty, it's not too bad at all. Just a smidge of AquaClear. And then that will clear any of the dust particles. They'll get caught in the fine filter floss that's inside of the cartridges in here. We can go and have some lunch, come back, should be clear. Look at that. It's been like an hour. And it already is crystal clear. Now we've got some bubbles, air bubbles and everything, so that looks a bit funny. So I'm just gonna let it run for a day now, and then I'm gonna be able to put the fish in. So it's a day later, it's super clear, all the bubbles are gone, and I think it looks amazing. Which is great, because now we can add the fish. Come on over, Stefan. Here they are. Did we show them going in here? I think we did.
I remember.
Anyway, they're all in here. Their little algae land.
Hello, little fish.
So I'll just scoop them up now, nice and gentle. Temperatures are all matching because it's the studio, heated to the same temperature. We can put them in. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they like stand out in this one because there's a lot more shadowy areas, and I think the fish are going to pop really nicely like in front of it. These are tiny fish. Who can say that there isn't a smaller fish than this that's an adult? I mean, look at that one. Little cutie. Right, fish are going in. They're very calm, actually. I thought they'd be a bit more jumpy. They just keep coming, look. They just keep coming. I love pouring them out like this because they just come out nice and slowly. They look great. They look absolutely great. The colours are popping way more. Whoa, there's some males there. Definite males. The colour difference is like night and day. There we go. They're just all gone straight to the back for the minute, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be comfortable really quickly. Ah, there's just this one here on its own. Where's my buddies? We'll come around in a second for sure. This appears to be the main area at the moment. So because we've moved them, they're all feeling right now that there's like complete safety in numbers, which is normal. But as time goes by, they're going to be a bit more like just going their own ways. Oh, yes. Just going for the old little bit of feeding.
They know now.
They know the tap tap. Yeah, they are coming over.
Like, what? Lunch?
Okay, this place isn't all that bad.
There you go.
There's some feed. Sprinkle it, put your fingers underwater, Steph, sprinkle them together, like make it fine. Eventually it's work its way down. I always find it's really good to do a tiny little feed just when some fish have gone in. And it makes them feel a little bit more comfortable straight away. Normally, you get their normal behaviour faster. Because they're like, oh, this place is safe. It's got food. There we go. Now they're behaving nice. This is what I wanted to see, how they looked against the shadows. And they really are popping. But see what I mean about some of the males that we've got down here? Look at the coloration on those. Yeah. It's like on fire. Right. Now that the filter's all running, we cleaned it. We didn't like completely blitz it, we just cleaned it, so there'll still be some good beneficial bacteria. I'm going to add some beneficial bacteria now that the fish are in. Not a lot of fish in this, so I'm just going to go for 2 capfuls, and that should be enough. So I'm really happy with how the new tank has come out for these tiny little resporas. There's always going to be times when tanks don't work out, and it's just a case of problem solving and remembering what you've done in the past. I know this substrate system works as I have it currently running on multiple setups and it's going nuts. The dwarf sage that we've used is an easy grower. In low light it reaches for the surface, but in higher lighting like this, it will grow new shoots to a medium length and eventually grow as a full carpet, if you want it to. It's a good starter plant if you're new to this because of how green and poppy it is. I would call this a medium level setup, but something that even someone new to planted tanks can have a go at. I have a decent light on this tank, but all the plants will grow really well in just budget lighting, so just give it a go. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.